Welcome back. Another episode. We've been up north, travelling for a month. Very excited to tell you that we filmed probably 90% of the trip. We live down in Victoria. We filmed the trip up there, heading across Port Augusta, up through Alice, up to Mataranka, where it takes us to our first destination. We turn off and head down to the Roper. We fished the Roper for 4 or 5 days, living out of the boat. Got amongst a heap of fish. Got some mud crabs, some other stuff there, so that was pretty cool. From there, we run out of supplies, so we head back into Darwin area. We ended up heading out to the Dundee. Weather didn't look too bad. The long weekend was coming up, so we didn't want to be there when all the people were there. So we went there on the Wednesday, Thursday, I think it was. Got our fix for the ocean. We got a heap of top water stuff. We got amongst some good reefies. There was a day there that was predicted to be 12 k's an hour and ended up blowing up to about 60. So pretty hectic. I will apologise. I didn't film that much that day because I was focused on trying to keep us all alive. It was pretty hectic out there. We're 20 odd k's offshore, and we're in the 610 territory legend, and it wasn't big enough. But from there, we decided to shoot up to the Finniss, get away from the wind. Ended up taking a fella from the caravan park that we just met out for the day. He ended up getting an 80 odd centimetre Barramundi and about 9 or 10 others. So he was wrapped, absolutely wrapped. You'll see all that. From there, we go in, pick up a mate from the airport. He comes out to the Daly with us, where we do another 3 or 4 days chasing some fish. You'll see the sort of conditions that we're fishing in out there. They were a little bit tougher than the Roper, but we still got amongst it. We were lucky enough when we left the Daly, getting a couple of connections through a couple of mates that got us onto some hunting ground. So we ended up being able to go and hunt some buffalo and some scrub bulls and some pigs. That'll be its own episode in itself. From there, we go back into Dundee. Our partners fly up from Victoria, so we got to hang out with them for a week to bust up the trip a little bit, get Royce and I away from each other. Because 2 weeks in a boat putting up with me is probably going to test anybody. So it was good that they come up. We got to take them out to Dundee. As you'll see, we get amongst some fish out there. There's probably a few little incidents where there's a lure to the face at one point. I won't name who, but I think you probably guess. And a bit of surgery that happens at the Roper too, with the one through the finger. Be sure to check them out. From there, the girls fly back home. Royce and I sort of decided that we looked at most tides, most weather. The Roper probably looked the best for bigger fish. The decision was made. It was on our way home a little bit, though we headed back into the Roper. We sort of felt like we had unfinished business in there. So cruised back in there. Yeah, come across a bit of wildlife on the track on the way in there with a few snakes and birds and bits and pieces and a few buffalo that won't get out of our way. So that was pretty cool. Go into Roper again. We live out of the boat again for a couple of days. You'll be able to see all the footage from that. The decision to go back in there, all I'll say is it paid off. You'll have to check out that episode, but it definitely paid off. From there, we cruised on home. We were away for about 32 days, so we managed to film a fair bit of it for you guys. I will run through on its own episode the sort of gear that we run, the lures that we use, the areas that we target, what sort of tides and that, what made us successful while we were away. Colour changes, lure colours, depth, all that sort of stuff. I'll talk through that at the end of it. The sort of leader we use, the soft plastics. We were lucky enough to be sent away with a few soft plastics we overrun, and they work really well. So I'll go through all that. We did keep a record of all the fuel, boat fuel. I think off the top of my head, I haven't gone through it properly yet. The ute itself, we did 10,000 k's in it, and I think we did 2,400 k's in the boat. So a lot of time on the water, but you've got to put the time in to find the fish too. You can't just expect to roll in there and then to jump in the boat. It doesn't happen like that. And anybody that chases the iconic species of Barramundi in 4 or 5 different river scenarios will understand that it doesn't happen like that. You've got to put in your homework, and you've got to have a little bit of knowledge. I've been travelling up there. I think this was my 14th year of travelling up, towing a big boat. So over that stretch of time, you learn some tips and tricks, and some local people and some guys have been doing it a long time. They've helped us out. I'll run through the food, what we sort of did, the meal prepping. If you watch the episode before this on the boat, the build that we did on the boat, yeah, you'll see preparation that we do with the food, with, you know, making 60 odd pre-cooked meals in the foil trays that we can whack in the oven in the boat or the oven in the camper. Game changer for us. They really do make a massive difference to not only our overall health of not living out of servos or dirty pans in the front of the boat that then end up giving you a crook belly. They're just a time saver. You can whack them in the oven while you're still fishing, and then 2 hours later, bang, the buzzer goes off and you're into your meal, and there's no time wasted. So be sure to check that out. If you've got any questions about the whole trip, be sure to send me a message, and check out our Instagram page also. It's hooked on life __ and hit that subscribe button if you enjoy it. I hope you do. We had a lot of fun away this year, and we're planning a few more throughout the year, so stay tuned for them. I hope you enjoy it, guys. It is midnight. We left at 10 from home, so made pretty good tracks. A couple of stops. Everything's still intact for the minute. Day 2, we're halfway between Cooperpedy and Marla, and we swung in off the side of the road last night. We were pretty cooked. We'd got about 1,300 k's on the belt with a fair bit of stopping and a bit of shopping and a bit of other stuff. So last night we were trying to find somewhere to camp, and it's pretty flat from Cooperpedy, no real bushes or anything, so you want to tuck yourself off the road a little bit if you can. In the end I just committed and said, right, we're getting off the road. And I've just walked over this morning, and this is probably doesn't look that steep, but must have been steep enough at the back of the boat trailer, touched the ground over there, and we steered it up this hill and went along this. It's just all stone. It's bloody crazy stone. And you want to be on the inside of a corner, and you want to be over an embankment if you can, just so for one, the trucks don't keep you awake all night, and for two, that nobody knows that you're tucked in there. We got a pretty good little camp last night. It did rain. That was a little bit annoying, but it's about 6:30 now. We've had about 5 hours. We're going to get going again. But you can see we're tucked in. We drove in through this stuff last night. Got to be careful too. It's pretty sharp, rocky stuff. Not to do tyres, but it's always hard to try and find a spot at bloody 1 o'clock in the morning when you've been driving all day. And that's where we tucked up last night. Hopefully it doesn't rain much more tonight. Royce got a bit wet in his swag, but he's not too bad. You had to get up and set it up properly. Flattened out down here, so it's pretty nice flat terrain. You see the type of rock though, it's just pretty. Make me coffee. Done.
Victoria to get away from this shit. There was no blowing down the road.
Just rolled into our next campsite. It's just a whole lot of bushes. But we're buggered. What are we? 70 k's from Mataranka. So we put in a nearly 1600 k's day. You 15 and a half, something like that. So should be hopefully on the river by lunchtime tomorrow if everything goes to plan. Camp set up. Rushi's doing his swag. We're going to bed because we're buggered. Last leg. We are 60 k's, something like that, from Mataranka, I think. So yeah, we're keen. Get there, have a dip, and then try to fuel up everything and then send it. We should be on the roper by a bit after lunch. Just stopped at the Mataranka, bit of strings at the caravan park. We're gonna go for a wander down and have a shower. First shower we've had in 3 days and this fella stinks. We won't be able to use soap, but we should still get pretty clean. We just park in the car park here and walk down. It's only got 300 metres down through the park. G'day, mate. Fit in the camp, Barramundi?
Fit on top.
Terrible.
We're not going. We're coming.
Alright, we're about to hit gravel and no civilization for a fair few days. So we've just turned onto the Roper River Road. 3 hours or 4 hours of travelling. It's 10 o'clock. We've just had a swim. Had our bath.
Rob,
I can't remember. Old mate's done, what did he say? Wheelbarrow new. 3 tyres already in 100 k's. And he's built this boat himself.
and she's heavy.
She's heavy. But he sent some people back to get some tyres, so hopefully...
See him out the mouth in a couple of days.
we see him out there, but he was a guide from where? Gove. Gove. Nice fella. Got a couple 100 k's of gravel cruising into the Roper's mouth here. I'd like to stuff a few rags in here just to stop the dust. There's so much dust getting in here. You just got to remember to pull them out when you get there. dust from getting into that intake. We're stocking the fridge, and yeah, we've got about 150 k's of gravel, and it's pretty rough. Doesn't look like a grader's been down it, so we're making a bit of room in the esky and putting a bit of lunch on. We just come across a fella that had already done 3 tyres and a wheel bearing, so yeah, we're going to take it a little bit easier this year. Just cruise in. Campground. There's a boat ramp, showers, toilets, everything you need, but the issue is for us it's about 70 k's from where we want to fish, so out towards the mouth is about 70 k's from here, so we either stay here and commit to travelling 140 k's a day just to get to the area that we want to fish, or we're going to send it down towards the mouth, camp on the mouth, do a bit of out of the boat and on the bank. But you can camp here, showers, toilets, all the facilities. There's no powered site, so you don't have power here, but it's quite a nice little spot, and the river's pretty fresh here, so you can get your cherubin and your bait and that up here and fish these areas. But yeah, like I said, 70 odd k's down. We're going to keep cruising. We're going to send a couple of messages to the family to say that we're going to be out of service for about the next 4 or 5 days. Yeah, this is about the only place you can get phone reception. So there's nothing where we're... It is a small fee to stay here too. I can't remember off the top how much it was, but there is a small fee, so just be aware of that. Took a bit to get up. It's been on there for 3,500 k's. Alright, finally made it. Jeez. Woo! 3 days. Oh well, not quite. It's feeling a bit, but we've just landed at the Port Roper boat ramp out the mouth here, and we're just about to have a bit of a look around and see what the water looks like. Looks pretty dirty here at the moment, but I think our plan might be head back in a little bit. It's a little bit blowy here at the minute. Might head back in a little bit, try to find a colour change if we can. This tide's coming in at the moment, so it should be pushing a little bit of clear water, and we'll go down, throw a few lures out and have a bit of a go, and then when the tide looks like it might turn, we might give a couple of these creeks down here a crack, see what we can stir up. The boat is very dusty, so we're going to end up with a lot of dust. We've already dropped the toad.
The dust.
Toad down, the dust has got him. Oh no. Throw that toad in the bin.
Toady.
We're here. We're going to cruise down. We're going to camp in that creek tonight probably. And we're going to fish this area here that we had some success last year. See how we go this arvo. And reassess tomorrow. How's your froth? Tasty.
Toady down.
Toady down.